to Six Emperor Tyrannus News. I'm Mark Matheny. It's been a minute since I've done any reports, and I ask that you forgive me. I am working pretty much two full-time jobs, and so I don't have as much time now to do reports, but I do want to continue doing reports for you, and I hope that you are enjoying the reports. And every time you come on to my show, I got some brewskis there, but today I want to cover a report that's coming out about Russia. And, you know, we know that the Ukraine-Russian war is still ensuing, and there's a lot of reports about the massive assault on Mariupol, and you have the President Zelensky asking for help from the United States, and now there is more and more pressure on on Biden and the people occupying the White House right now to send U.S. troops into the Ukraine. Hopefully they will not do this. But meanwhile, Russia has tested a new intercontinental continental ballistic nuclear missile that it is called Satan II. And according to the Daily Mail, it can destroy the UK basically in one hit. So this is very dangerous, obviously. Let me show you the report at the Daily Mail so you can see that. This is the actual report from the Daily Mail. Russia tests new intercontinental ballistic nuclear missile as Putin warns the hypersonic Satan II weapon that can destroy UK will provide food for thought for our enemies. So, the thing is, guys, you got to remember that that right now the World Economic Forum under Klaus Schwab and them, they're pushing this Great Reset. They're wanting a major economic restructure of all institutions around the world. They're pushing the digital currency now. They're trying to get all of these things into play, and they need a crisis to do so. So this war is, it is a war on oil. They are, trying to destroy fossil fuel use. They are trying to basically make it obsolete and push, their 2030 agenda under sustainable development. And they're saying that you have a carbon footprint that has to be reduced to zero. One of the things that I was talking about is that they have to utilize global, international, let's say, crises and environmental catastrophes and so on. But it's always international. So that way they can supersede constitutions, national sovereignty, and so on. And there's plenty of reports in the past that we've heard from the elites saying that they have to make an end run on national sovereignty, that these types of things and constitutions are obsolete, that they need an international form of constitution and a new economic structure. All of this is to tie us into the matrix, basically. But it says, according to this article, they have this hypersonic Satan II weapon. You can see on the screen here a very, very deadly weapon. The first launch was carried out, it says, today from an underground silo in northern Russia. And it says it's among Russia's next generational missiles that Putin called invincible and has been in development for years, they say. And it states that the launch comes after Putin threatened the use of nuclear weapons in response to perceived Western provocations. But again, we have done plenty of research here at Six Emperor Tyrannus News and shown you a lot of different articles and documentaries, basically short reports, showing that the United States basically are the ones, along with these global elites, with the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab and all them, they're the ones pushing this war, people. They're the ones who are creating this crisis, just like the other crises in the past. I won't mention. They utilize the crisis as a problem, reaction, solution scenario. But it says that, let me show you some video of, let me go to that now. There's no sound with it, but this is that he has done this as food for thought, so that, and there's some sound here. This is the missile being test fired in northern Russia. People to think about provoking Russia, basically. So this is just another step toward global destruction, possibly. And I'm going to get back off of that. It's just showing several videos of that missile being fired. And Putin had a speech, and I'll show you that, a short speech of him talking about this and congratulating his military on a job well done, basically. And here is that Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. It's a big, significant event in the development of advanced weapons, military defenses. There is nothing like it in the world, and it won't be for a long time, he states. Truly a unique weapon will be the strengthening combat potential of our armed forces, and it will reliably secure Russia from external threats and force those who are trying to threaten our country in the heat of frenzied, aggressive rhetoric. So, again, we were talking about how there are lots of reports coming out of atrocities being committed by the Ukrainian soldiers against the Russian soldiers, but then right after that you start to see all of this information coming out, even from the right-wing media, Fox News, CNN, and all the others, stating that there's all these atrocities that the Russian soldiers are committing. I'm not saying that Russian troops possibly haven't committed atrocities, but it just seems rather odd. Like there's an example just recently where they said 900 people were found dead. I mean, it's just like the Russians are just going through and mass murdering everybody. I find those reports highly suspect. I do not tend to believe them, not because I'm a lover of Russia, but I believe that Russia's goal as going in and securing the Donbass region and Crimea they have maintained that goal. There have been several reports showing where most of the time the Russians have been treating the captors of the Ukrainian forces, relatively humane. But at the same time, we have seen like all of these atrocities being committed by the Azov battalion, and now we're seeing great assaults by the Russians against the Azov battalions and the different movements of these different neo-Nazi groups, because Putin stated he wanted to denazify them and demilitarize the Ukraine. So they're continuing to push that idea, and so now Russia is stating basically this weapon is going to strengthen their forces and their resolve against those who would threaten their country. Obviously, we know that the Biden administration and them are now discussing moving U.S. troops possibly. Biden is saying he's not going to do it, but there's being more and more pressure put on him to do so. And these are just video pictures of Ukrainian troops and them in the Ukraine, basically stating that they are losing the battle, and now they're calling for U.S. intervention with troops on the ground. So it's very possible that the United States may do so, guys. Just be aware of that. I wouldn't put it past them. This is their new crisis that they are going to push, war. You got to remember, in the book 1984, war is freedom, or slavery is freedom. War is peace, and ignorance is strength. These are the things that Orson Welles' book 1984 discussed, and we're basically starting to see those formulas being put into use here in the United States and around the world, because they want to institute their Great Reset, their New World Order. And then there was the World Government Summit recently that they discussed restructuring the economy, the whole financial system, bringing in a digital form, blockchain form of digital that can be programmable. So just be aware of that, guys. I'm sorry that I haven't been doing videos recently. Like I said, I'm working two full-time jobs every day of the week. So, and I'm starting to get used to it. So I will start doing reports again, but I'm tired most of the time now, it seems like, and still doing research. But just pray for the country, people. I do believe the book of Revelation. I do believe that there is going to be a time such as never was upon the earth, that tribulation period coming, where we will have a form of world government with that beast system and the beast and the false prophet. The man of sin, the son of perdition, a controlling tyranny that will result in millions and millions, if not billions, of people being destroyed, and just a dark time. So be preparing for it. And I am been doing that as well, working out, practicing my martial arts, and just getting ready in every way, shape, and form, mentally, spiritually, and physically. So for Sic Semper Tyrannis News, I'm Mark Matheny saying protect your own rights, people, because if you don't, no one else will. And just be aware that the elites are escalating this war, NATO forces all around there, and now the possibility of American troops moving into the Ukraine as well. Have a good night.